What's up, guys? It is I, Derek. Oops.
Hi, Mike.
No, I actually wasn't being funny. I did that on accident. Yeah, we're gonna do that again. I'm dead serious. I wasn't doing that as a joke.
Oh, my head.
All right. Okay. What's up, guys? This is a Spooky Dookie podcast. I'm Mike,
I'm Derek.
and this is a new little segment we're gonna do every once in a while called Spooky Tuesdays, where we talk horror movie news, horror movie theories, basically anything horror movies that's not directly a review. And today we'll be talking about my favorite franchise, Child's Play, and the remake that they are making. Now, Derek has not been looking into this movie like I have, but for the past, this goes back further than before the remake was ever announced. I heard they were going to relaunch Child's Play back in like 2012 or 2013, and there was this fake flyer floating around that everyone took as gospel. I don't know if you
I
ever saw
remember
it.
that. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'm glad I'm not like the only crazy person that was like looking into stuff like that. And finally it got greenlit this year or last year. And now we're going to get a Child's Play remake June 21st.
Yes.
The day Toy Story 4 comes out. How convenient. And I've been following this straight for a year. Every little update, every piece of image I can get my hands on, and whatever, because I'm a huge Child's Play fan. So, have you seen at least anything about it? Like the trailers or the photos or anything?
Everything that I've seen about it, it just makes me more and more not hyped to see this movie.
That's most
The only-
actual Child's Play fans. Yep.
Yeah. The only good thing I see coming out of this movie is Mark Hamill voicing Chucky. That's
Big.
hilarious to me, and I feel like he's gonna do a good job.
Hilarious. Why is it hilarious?
I don't know, because I don't. Luke Skywalker playing Chucky.
But he's
funny.
also does the Joker.
I know, yeah. But that's why I know he's gonna do a good job. But
Did you ever see that? This is like an early gem. Like, do you ever watch the early seasons of Robot Chicken?
no. I mean, I don't remember it.
There was this one sketch where it's supposed to be like Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 8 or whatever. They're pitching like a thing, and it was about Chucky in a Cabbage Patch doll patch, and he was hiding out in it, and they take his soul, and the Cabbage Patch dolls take over. Whatever, it's like stupid. But Mark Hamill did the voiceover for that. So it's a little preview. That was like in 2005 or 6 or something, so that was a very long time ago. I've heard that clip, you have not. It's nothing will ever be Brad, you know, like that's the guy. It's iconic.
Right.
But I think Hamill's a good choice if they had to go for somebody. And I've seen a lot of people who said, well, I didn't really want to see this movie. Now, as a Star Wars stan, I'm going to go see it anyway. So I don't know if people are going to like it or not. Probably not. But good for them getting that big, which they called an A-lister playing Chucky, which is he really an A-lister though?
Mark Hamill? Yeah. Everybody knows him. Yeah.
I'd say B.
No.
A in the 70s. But whatever. Good for them. I'm excited for that part. Now, the cast we have Aubrey Plaza, which I love. I don't know how you feel about her.
I don't know who she is.
You never seen Parks and Rec? Or...
Oh, her. Oh, yeah.
Not a good reaction.
No, I like her.
She's very typecasted to do comedy, so I'm very interested to see what she does as Karen, Andy's mom. Very young mom, which is interesting this time around. And Andy is older, which makes it even weirder. Have you seen... So you haven't seen any of the little bits going around of what he's going to look like?
I mean, I've seen a poster.
So you saw half face?
No, I see full face here. I mean, I'm looking it up now.
Well, the things that have leaked so far of the faces or whatever, it hasn't been touched up with CGI. So he wanted it to be animatronic, which I love. I'm sure you're into practical shit too, right?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah, I
want a
prefer
full
more.
CGI doll?
No, that would take me out of the movie.
So 90% of the doll is just the doll. They had 10 dolls that they were using for different scenes, so that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
And the pieces of pictures that leak so far look really bad of his face. But they just had a WonderCon panel and they said, nah, there's like it's gonna look different than that.
Mhm.
And there's a thing they did a test screening, or not a test screening, a new clip they showed at WonderCon, and at the end, it's Mark Hamill saying good night, Andy. So I haven't been able to find that yet, but I'm excited to hear that. There is a thing that did leak though, because they leaked it though, but they deleted it on their Insta story. They had swipe up to hear the new voice of Chucky, and it was Mark Hamill laughing, and I did hear that, and it does sound good. Now, have you liked the
So,
last couple Child's Plays or Chucky movies?
I like Curse of Chucky. Cult of Chucky. I didn't understand. After I even watched it 3 times, I'm just like I'm confused. I mean, I don't know. They're Chucky movies.
But to me, there's good Chucky movies and there's bad Chucky
I
movies.
think Curse of Chucky is definitely a good Chucky movie.
It did go back to the way things
It was
kind of
supposed to
felt,
be. Yeah.
but I didn't like it though for some reason.
Hmm.
I haven't liked a Child's Play or Chucky movie since. Do I? It's hard because 3 and Bride of Chucky aren't strong, but they're passable. The only ones I swear by is 1 and 2.
That's crazy because I can't even think of Child's Play 2.
Child's Play 2, Andy gets put in a
Oh,
foster home.
the ruler, he beats the teacher with the meter stick. Now, I remember.
Or was that 3?
No, 3 was the boot
Boot
camp.
Camp.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought that was in 3. I don't know. I get them kind of mixed up. But yeah, those are some of my favorite movies. They're
Mhm.
creepy. They're so good. It was before he got too funny. I understand why they wanted him to be like a Freddy Krueger, but when they started doing stuff like Seed of Chucky, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me.
I remember as a little kid, I guess I was pretty young. I was super excited for Seed of Chucky, and that was my first time ever being disappointed in a movie as a child.
Wow, you had to be like 10, less than 10. So the fun fact about me, until like age 18, I couldn't even look Chucky in the face. I had traumatic experiences when I was younger, hiding behind my parents, seeing him on like counters of places. I don't even know where it was. My mom told me a story once. So I hated Chucky for the longest time. Now he's my guy. I love him. Like I'm obsessed with it. It's a way to turn your phobia into like your new obsession. It's great. I have a Chucky doll right in front of me. It's great. And so when the Seed of Chucky's commercials used to come on, I used to run away and get so scared. I remember it was in the middle of Monday Night Raw. They were sponsoring it. Like I remember Jerry Lawler going, "See you, Chucky," and I'm like, "I gotta go."
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
Jerry Lawler.
It came out in 2004, so I was 10.
Okay, so it's crazy how things change like that. I remember going to avoiding Spencer's gifts and like crying when my dad and my brother would go in. They're like, "Come on, Mike, it's okay," and I'm like, "Nope." And like I did go in a couple of times, and I just remember they had so many Chucky dolls. It was like my worst nightmare. Like there was big, small, just the one that I always fucked me up the most was the Bride of Chucky face one, the Stitch face.
Hmm.
Ugh, traumatized me, and it's crazy. I love him now, but he still like every other week is in my nightmares, killing me. But I wake up laughing now. It's a
Did you
difference.
like horror movies back then?
I didn't like horror movies until I was an early teen. So I
Uh,
was AMC would have Monster Fest or something. I can't remember. It was
hmm
Fear Fest? No, I don't know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I
And
know
I
exactly.
it's more like a morbid curiosity, and I just started watching them, and like I just couldn't stop, and that's when I saw Puppet Master and Halloween and all those things. Because before
Mhm.
that, I don't know, I was kind of skeptical, and then when I was in my mid teenagers, I remember going to see Strangers with my friends, and that changed. It's like my favorite. So then I was like sold. So by the time I met you, I was still like new to it, but I was kind
Right.
of in my first phase of being obsessed with it, where I didn't have like a great knowledge, but I saw the classics.
Yeah.
I remember my brother; he was really scared of A Nightmare on Elm Street, as you should. That's a scary one when
For
you're a
some
kid.
reason, that didn't even scare me.
But he's the most. I feel like the most frightening.
He is, but for some reason, he didn't scare me. I don't know why.
What did scare you? Mine was a
Mm.
fucking redheaded doll.
Well, of course, Pennywise.
I
Uh,
kind of always thought he was cool.
and Chucky didn't scare me. Like I said, when I was a kid, I was excited to see the Chucky.
Hmm.
But
You're a rare one.
the first Chucky movie I seen was Bride of Chucky, though, so that's why
I
I
remember
did.
my friend turned that on a sleepover, and I got like a hit under the covers. And like I remember when Tiffany popped up for the first time, I was scared shitless, and they shut it off. It's that scene where she throws the bottle or something up at the ceiling, and it
Oh yeah,
falls. I was like,
on the
done,
mirror.
done. I remember being like in third, fourth grade on like the verge of tears.
That's
But
funny.
back to I guess the remake or whatever.
Uh,
Um, I'm not a fan of remakes. The only remake that I really liked so far has been it. How do
really?
you feel about remakes?
I've seen a lot of good remakes that I prefer over the original.
Like what?
I probably get a lot of shit for this, but I mean, I don't pref Yeah, I would say the remake for Evil Dead is way better than the first Evil Dead. And I'm a huge Evil Dead fan
No, why do you think that?
because it's more gory and it's like actually scary. Because the first original Evil Dead was supposed to be a straight out horror movie. It was supposed to be scary. But like the I don't know, I forget what happened, but it's just people didn't find it scary. Maybe it was the terrible practical effects were even bad for the 80s back then.
Hmm.
And so when Evil Dead 2 came out, they took the comedy route, and which is why Evil Dead 2 is probably like the best movie in the franchise. But Evil Dead remake is better. I prefer the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
That one's okay.
Not the one with the singer. I forget the name of the singer. Trey Songz. Was it Trey Songz in that one?
I've never seen a Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Trey Songz.
It was really bad. It was supposed to be a reboot and a direct sequel to the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it was so bad.
That just sounds gross.
But I'm talking about the one I have it on DVD somewhere.
You saw
For
about the one that came out?
like around 2004 ish.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
that one was pretty good.
Yeah,
But I do love the
I even like the
grittiness.
prequel to that too. It was what
Also hate
Texas Chainsaw
prequels.
Massacre at the beginning.
I hate prequels too.
What?
Yeah. What's a
Um,
prequel you like?
Annabelle too.
Dude, anything about that stupid franchise sucks, and I did try watching those.
um.
And I just saw a trailer came out for Annabelle something,
Oh yeah. Ryan just sent me DM me the trailer to that. I didn't watch it.
and my friend Ray sent it to me, and I didn't watch it. And we're bad friends. So, yeah. Uh, I don't know. So let's get back to Child's Play for a second. Let's just talk about for people who haven't been in the loop. The new Child's Play, Chucky is an like a
Animatronic AI with
he's an
artificial.
AI, yeah, and he is basically a part of this company called Castle, which is basically in their universe Apple, and he could link to all Wi-Fi and many devices and whatnot. And instead of being a good guy doll, he's called Buddy now, and they did that because MGM owns the name Child's Play, so they decided to do a cash grabby while horror movies hot like it and stuff, uh, a remake of it. And the creator Don Mancini is not happy with it because he still has his franchise going on, and he's trying to make sequels to his films that are going straight to DVD and Redbox and stuff, video on demand. And also, he has a series coming to Sci-Fi, and all of the people, alumni in the Child's Play series, just hate the idea about it, even though Don Mancini and Brad Dourif were asked to be a part of this, and they both said no. So that also is very concerning because, well, out of loyalty, I think Brad wouldn't touch it, but maybe Don, I don't know if it was like sour grapes or whatever. Maybe if the script was there, maybe he would have took it. I don't know. This was very rushed. They created a script and filmed it within 6 months, which scares the shit out of me. That's not good.
I don't know how to feel about any of this movie. I like you're so excited for it, and I just don't understand why.
I'm excited for it because the last few Child's Plays or Chucky movies really just is going in directions I don't like. I love Chucky as a character, and it is weird seeing him go to AI and not be as human because the original Chucky is, a serial
Human.
killer put
Yeah,
into a doll,
right.
but they are giving it Mark Hamill's voice, so it's going to be some sort of not like human, but it's going to replicate.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
There's some theories that it's gonna Chucky. What's his name? The kid. Andy's dad is dead, and he hears a voice recording of,
oh, okay.
and he emulates it.
Oh, that'd be very messed up.
The thing is with this, they're trying to go very dark with it, and that I'm looking forward to too, because Child's Play hasn't been really dark, besides I guess Curse, but it didn't do it for me. Also, they made Chucky look like a fat baby. Not that like this franchise the remake is gonna make him look that much better, but there was just something weird. I guess they made him look more like a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah.
What else did I want to say about this? I am very skeptical because test screenings so far have rejected it and not liked it. And there's a thing. It's supposed to be like, I guess, It and Stranger Things with having a group of kids fight the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And there's already a plot hole, and I know you don't like spoilers, so I'm not going into it. But these group of kids who apparently are all in the apartment complex of Andy, so they're not even his friends, I guess. They're just like thrown together, and they have to go and stop Chucky and whatever. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about having at first when I heard about it, I was like, oh, a group of kids. This kind of is interesting. Maybe there'll be like a billion Chuckies running around. If they do that, which I did see behind the scenes, that there's different kinds of Chuckies going on. There's a African American one. There's a bear. I don't know. That could get kind of interesting if there's like if there's an army of Chuckies, that might get cool, but it also might come off cheesy. It can go either way. I don't know. The more I look into this movie, the less excited I get, but I've put so much of my time and effort into this that I'm going to be there first night. I'm going to be. And this is going to be the podcast of all podcasts of me screaming, punching holes in my wall. So it's probably going to be bad. I'm probably going to give it a dookie, but I guess I'm kind of excited just to have something new to... They're not going to do another one after this. It's a cash grab. It's just for money. But maybe if it does succeed, I don't even know where they go. I don't even think they could do Child's Play 2 because Mancini owns that and Universal. So it's interesting. They would have to do a prequel, which wouldn't even make sense because they're going to show how he's created, I guess. I don't know. It's exhausting.
Honestly, if we weren't recording like the podcast, I would have skipped this movie.
Wow. No, not even for morbid curiosity?
No.
Dude, I've seen a lot of bad shit from morbid curiosity, hence Chopping Mall. But you've seen other remakes and you like them, so you don't have like even the slightest bit of faith in this at all?
No.
I think if they go with the original shots that they used to do, I think the creepiest thing about the Child's Play movies were the POV shots of him. You know, him going going up to the stove and turning on the gas and him grabbing stuff. That stuff just makes me feel weird. If they do a lot of stuff like that and the reveal isn't right away, I think it could build some suspense and be pretty good. But the fact that it's so rushed, it's not. I don't think the plot is going to be that good. But if they can give me some jump scares, they can give me maybe some, I don't know, witty Mark Hamill. Maybe it develops a personality. It's obviously not going to be like the original Chucky. They can't. It's just not. And the original fans are going to rebuke this shit. But to the audience that doesn't care about Child's Play and just wants to see a horror movie, and it has the producers at It, who did pretty good with It, it might be better than we think, though. So low expectations. Yours is literally zero.
Producers don't mean anything. The same people who produced Get Out produced Truth or Dare. So like,
oh wow, yeah. I didn't think of it that way. That is not just a big drop off; it's a huge drop off. Yeah. Holy crap! I mean, yeah, I don't know. But they're really pushing it on the poster from the producers of It.
I don't know. Lately, I've just been spoiled with horror movies, and I don't want to go back to watching just a whole bunch of jump scares and killer dolls.
Well, you've seen it all, I guess. Yeah. But you don't have any bit of... You don't like the little bit of startledness you get from jump scares?
I don't get scared from jump scares at all. I don't get any startledness.
I'm really immune, but if they could get me with some clever shots and cinematography, I really do enjoy when I get scared like that.
Have you seen...
Well,
what?
No,
go. Have you seen this movie called Drag Me to Hell? produced, directed by Sam
Is it?
Raimi.
Is that the elevator
No,
movie?
no, it was like because Sam Raimi, he's the one who made Evil Dead,
Mm,
and then he took a break from horror and directed all the Spider-Man movies. And then after Spider-Man 3 was over, he finally went back to horror, and his first horror movie coming back was Drag Me to Hell. And it's this one scene in the movie that like made me jump because throughout the whole entire movie is just jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. And then like it goes like a whole 30 minutes without a jump scare and you just forget about it. Cause you think everything is over. You think the main character is done being tortured.
hmm
And out of nowhere, something just pops up and scares the hell out of me. Like that's good. Like I don't know, but if you expect a jump scare, it's just I hate it.
Well, that's why I don't get scared anymore. I've seen it all. I need new camera tricks.
Right.
I need there to be like a you know how they always do the close up walking, whatever. You know, it's gonna come like from like the side or something. I need them to go up in the frame, like a character just like pop up within the frame, like you know what I mean, from the bottom. You know, like on top of them. I ain't even seen that. Like just the back of the head of a monster. That would be perfect. Because you think you're looking elsewhere. Now, what the just on a side note, what was that elevator movie I'm thinking of?
Where everybody's trapped in an elevator together?
And it's like an old woman that is like
Oh,
the
yeah, Devil.
okay. So Drag Me to Hell and Devil I'm confused with. Okay.
Yeah, Devil's a M. Night Shyamalan movie that they didn't attach his name to
Why not?
because they wanted people to see the movie.
Oh, that's when it was tanking his
Yeah,
reputation?
yeah.
Wow. How the mighty have fallen. I'm trying to think if there's a couple more things I want to say about this movie. I mean, I could talk about this movie all day. This is the franchise that I like. I guess Evil Dead would be it for you, unless there's another one that I'm not thinking of.
mm, I'll say Nightmare on Elm Street since I watched the entire franchise like 3 times as an adult, and then I watched that super long documentary.
What
But
super long documentary?
it was like 4 hours long. I forget what
Ew, I'm
it's.
not watching that. Never
It,
mind.
but that's what I thought. But it was super good, and it made the time go by super fast. Never Sleep Again. Duh. Oh, it's on Netflix. I mean, not on Netflix. YouTube. Nice.
Okay, if say you know how we always joke around like, haha, we can make horror movies even though we're assholes and we can't. If you had to
Mhm.
remake Child's Play, and you had the budget they have, what would you do?
Remake the movie.
Just exactly as it is?
Yes.
What's the point?
What's
The
the
thing
point?
about this with the reimagining, at least it's different. It's very listen, I don't like when people touch source material and fuck it up. But when the source material has been bad for so long, I'm open to it.
I want to remake it if I don't have a better idea, and they clearly don't have a better idea.
Yeah, they did pen out that script very fast. All the actors keep saying though, it's a very emotional movie. How do you make Child's Play emotional?
The only thing, well, I know how they could make it emotional is with the whole father aspect, and I feel like that's the only good thing I see about this movie. Or like, I
What
don't
about
know.
the hearing aid that the kid has that you can hack? Chucky can hack all technology. Imagine he makes him deaf and he has to go hunt him. That's scary. As
I
much as
think
it's Rust, maybe they will have some ideas that surprise us. I'm literally just trying to be hopeful, and then you're just like, nope, this is going to be shit. Just like 80% of the internet. But I did notice since Hamill got announced, people are changing a little bit.
I mean, I hope they change, like, come out with a good movie, but I'm going into it with very, very, very low expectations because fuck it.
Well, that's all we had to say about the Child's Play remake on our new segment, Spooky Tuesdays, which apparently someone, my friend Gab, thought our podcast is called Spooky Tuesdays. So now we have a segment called it. You're welcome. I'm Mike.
I'm Derek.
See you later. Stay spooky.
Stay dookie.